Good evening, and welcome to another Malkat gin review. And tonight we are reviewing Rifter's gin. It's a brand new New Zealand gin that popped up on our social media feeds just recently. We managed to secure a bottle, and here we go. So Rifter's is from Arrowtown. You know anything about the history of Arrowtown? There's a long history with gold mining. And so that's where the name comes from. Rifters were foragers for gold. They were looking in the rifts around Arrowtown for lost nuggets. That's kind of the inspiration for the name and for the bottle. While they were looking for bottles for the gin, they were looking through one of the local museums and they found an old Dutch gin bottle that had been recovered from one of the rifts around Arrowtown. So this is modelled on an old Dutch gin bottle. Sort of like the old Genevieve bottles, the lovely ceramic things you may have seen. And if it looks a little bit familiar, it's quite similar and has the same inspiration as Scapegrace's bottle, which also is modelled on those old Dutch gin bottles. So
and the colour of the bottle actually comes from the schist and the mountains surrounding.
Absolutely. Brand new gin. A couple of local mates who decided that they wanted to get into making gin and took the time and effort to produce this, so we're quite interested.
So they're really heavily into their sustainability, and in their production of the bottle and the gin they use no plastics, and the bottle uses 20% recycled glass, and by 2022 their aim is to get that level to at least 60%.
Well done. We like that. We'll support that. So let's get into it. Let's have a sniff. So these guys have recently won a gold medal at the 2020 New Zealand Spirit Awards. So they must be doing something right. This the style is a dry gin, so I'm not expecting anything that's really full of botanicals and really floral. I'm thinking this is more a traditional gin. So let's have a sniff and see. This is going to sound silly, but it's a very ginny smell. So heavy on the pine from the juniper. It's quite peppery. Like a lot of New Zealand gins, I would guess there's maybe some Horopito or Kawakawa in there. I'm getting hints of star anise, maybe. A little bit spicy rather than a floral gin. Yeah, it's spicy gin.
I wonder if it's just like a lot of pimento in there.
No,
I guess you're right, it could be Horopito. It would be quite interesting to put this side by side with the tasting of Reed and Reed, which has a lot of Kawakawa, and just to get an idea of different flavours. The other thing is they don't on their side actually talk anything about the botanicals that they use. So
we're guessing.
Yeah, we're guessing, and so it would be interesting to know what they're using, where it comes from, whether it is local. We don't want to talk about carbon footprints because obviously there's no great big juniper producer in New Zealand as far as I know, so all junipers are imported. Yeah. But obviously there's other things that you can use, other botanicals that are.
But certainly, very
traditional.
Very traditional, yeah. Let's get in it. Because it's a dry gin, we figured we'd stick fairly traditional. Lemon is our garnish.
Garnish of choice.
Cheers.
Cheers. So you're right, if you're looking for something that's strictly New Zealand but a dry traditional gin, this is for you.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something floral, this isn't
not you. But I think we say traditional, but I think that's quite special. There is something just a little bit extra in there than a very traditional gin. That star anise still comes through even with the tonic in it. It's very clean, very crisp.
That'll be the lovely Southern Alp water.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, they must be doing something right. They're a gold medal winner. I think that's fabulous. A clean, crisp, well executed gin. Well done, guys. Love your work. Gin is the winners.